Hello survivors, my name is Arindam and in this video I'll be taking a tour of my base on Scorched Earth Map in single player in ARK Ascended as of December 2024. So this will be my very last video on Scorched Earth, after which I'm going to be moving on to Aberration. If you want to check out my artifact cave and boss battle videos for Scorched Earth or Island, you can check out my channel in the individual maps playlist as well as the ARK Ascended Season 3 playlist as a whole. So let's get straight to it. As you can see, I am already wearing the entire Manticore armor and we are sitting close to the base, and I'm going to give you an in-depth tour of my base, including the fact that I have tamed every single Scorched Earth unique creature already, including the Oasis Orb from Bob's Tall Tales. So let me first give you a high level picture of my base. So I have created my base at this location over here. It is a 65% wind zone. For some weird reason the map has not rendered properly, but it's a 65% wind zone, even though what I found out in ARK Ascended is that even in a 65% wind zone I have been able to get electricity from the windmill consistently, so it's treated as a 100% wind zone, and basically you don't need to bother about generators or your devices losing any kind of electricity. Okay, so we are here in this location. As you can see, we have this part over here, we have this really nice part of the water, and we have the green obelisk as our closest obelisk where we have done the boss fight. Now initially my base started from this island over here, and then I decided to make a place for storing my really big dinos, and eventually I thought I'm going to build this drawbridge like this, which I'm going to be making a podium just to beautify it. This entire part is hanging, as you can see, and I have utilized the frontier structure scheme for my entirety of it. Let me give you a tour. As you can see, I have created helipads for all of the 6 different types of wyverns I can actually tame. So we have the lightning wyvern, the zombie lightning wyvern, the fire wyvern, the zombie fire wyvern, which I have given a skeletal theme, and it happens to be my primary wyvern probably for the entirety of ARK, because it is the one which is at level 380 and thus is significantly more powerful than any of my other wyverns. Next we have the poison wyvern and the poison zombie wyvern. So I was able to kill a dodo wyvern, and I killed the dodo wyvern using not a giga or a karcha or an army of tames, but by using my Deinosuchus, the same Deinosuchus that I used to take out the Manticore from Gamma to Alpha. So because the Deinosuchus has a very powerful bleed attack, and the bleed is only applied if the target is moving, and the dodo wyvern is constantly flying and moving, so it was very easy for me to just do a couple of gigabytes, and each and every gigabyte had as much as like 100,000 plus damage, and it was very easy for me to take out the dodo wyvern that way, and thus I was able to tame each and every one of these different wyverns. So all of these are kind of floating with one of these pillars like this, and this is my main base. So I have tried to incorporate all of the new structures and structure schemes applied from Bob's Tall Tales, and all of the new things that are present in ARK Ascended. And obviously I have tamed every single Scorched Earth native creature, including the Phoenix, which is one of the most important creatures for me. So starting off from here, if I were to come naturally, you can see that I have gotten the Manticore skin, and the skin is dropped at various parts of the skins are dropped by defeating various stages of the Manticore. And if you were to check out my implant, you can see that I have gotten all of the island bosses as well as the alpha manticore. I have leveled up the chibi to maximum, and I have gotten all of the Bob's tall tail explorer nodes on Scorched Earth. Alright, so but there is a very important reason I'm going to tell you. So I have gotten all of Bob's explorer nodes, but I have not bothered taking out I have not bothered with the other nodes for Scorched Earth, and that is because of something that I faced on the island map, in which I had gotten every single one of the island nodes as well as Bob's Tall Dale nodes and the Deer Jane nodes, but eventually I was not I was not able to transfer my island's character to Scorched Earth. So something weird had happened, and the arc and my player character on the island map got corrupted, and after which when I had to port over that exact same character to Scorched Earth, it was not possible. So what I had to do in Scorched Earth was I took a screenshot of my character on the island map with all of the current levels, experience, etc, etc. Then I created a fresh new character on Scorched Earth. So this guy over here is actually a fresh new character, a fresh new version of me, Arindam. And what I did was, after doing that, I had to forcibly use the CE ascend command to ascend and basically not only to ascend, to defeat all of the island bosses one after the other, and also I had to use the add experience to GB command to level up my chibi to maximum. So basically I had to use all of these console commands, you can think of it as cheats, to ensure that the character that I am in Scorched Earth is going to be an exact replica of the character that I had in the island map. Unfortunately, it did not have the island maps explorer nodes. I could have used the give explorer nodes command to give all of the explorer nodes, but that would be like significantly cheating, and I do not want to I do not want to ensure that I get the explorer nodes for the other maps also. I could, however, individually give explorer node by ID for each of the island maps, but that was simply too complicated. So I am going to be eventually revisiting all of the individual maps like Island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, and try to get each and every one of the explorer nodes again sometime in the future, so that I will be in a position to collect all 1000 plus explorer nodes and get the final few levels required for this. Basically this give all explorer nodes. If you know of any very good way to get these 10 max levels for the explorer nodes, you can put it down in the comment section. Now, okay, enough of that. So let's come here. This location is really beautiful, and due to sometimes the weather patterns, it becomes very foggy, and it looks really nice. So once we come here, I have plotted this really. So unlike island, the plants that you can actually plant on the Scorched Earth map are very beautiful, very beautiful. I don't think even Aberration's plants will be this beautiful as the ones in Scorched Earth. So I've been able to plant them. And from here I have placed all of my Scorched Earth exclusive tames like this. So I have tamed a moth, I have tamed a mantis, and I have made this mantis by actually imprinting it. So this is my personal mantis, and you may know this mantis from my one of my artifact cave videos, in which I gave it my 297% sword, and it was able to 1-2 shot all of the enemies inside that cave. It was really a cakewalk. Then I have the Thorny Dragon, again a max level, but I have not used it because for all intent and purposes, the beaver that I have gotten from the island map is quite a bit better than the Thorny Dragon, and they both do the same thing. On this side we have my first RG, again from the island map, and it is using those animated city skins. As you can see, I had really big plans, so I have planted a lot. I had a lot of crop plots that I made, and I wanted to make this thing really beautiful. But let me tell you something. So you see all of these really small plants that are plotted, these things are perfectly fine, so they beautify your base and they do not harm you in any way. But I have found out that there are certain plants. Let me show you one of those plants. I think this is one of the plants. Yes, look at this plant. I want you to very quickly observe this particular plant. So this particular plant is buggy. I would absolutely advise you to not use it, because this particular flowering type of plant, if you were to place it somewhere and if you try to come close to it, suddenly your your character goes very high up in the air, like you get teleported. There is some kind of a positional glitch or something that specifically this plant gives, and if you do go very high up, then you're going to fall down and die. And this has happened to me quite a number of times. I was not understanding why it was happening, but eventually I figured out it's because of this plant. So this plant is out of the picture. Let's find out another plant. Okay, this is again the same plant. So uh, I have observed one more thing. Let me fly and tell you. So we have these really big plants like these ones. These are really big plants. What I have observed about these really big plants, the plants with lot of these shrubs and bushes, is that the texture work for these things are really nice. And if you were to put your okay, let me show you something. So I am running it in 1440p, but DLSS is on performance but and not on balance, which I usually play in. Also, while everything is epic including cinematic lighting turned on, I had to place foliage quality in medium and general shadows to high. This this is exclusively because certain large plants, when I actually have placed them around my base, they caused my nearly 60 odd FPS or full 60 odd FPS to drop down to as much as 15 or 20, and sometimes maybe around even 10. And something about these plants, something maybe that the plants textures are very high quality or something, which has caused this problem, and that is why I have removed those plants from my base. The only really big plant is this one, which I have kept here, and I found out this one doesn't affect me at all. Okay, so we have the windmill over here. I have placed all of the air conditioners here, which is where I was able to breed all of the different wyverns. On the other side, you see my Daedon from the island map. We have the Bob's Tall Tales version of the windmill. I think this is called wind turbine and this is called windmill. What I've observed is, if you have only the windmill and no wind turbine, then there is no electricity getting produced. So essentially the wind turbine is used to make electricity, and the wind turbine is basically used to, sorry, the wind turbine makes electricity and the windmill just increases the efficiency of that electricity generation. Now I have one of the most important themes for me along my entire 100% ARK completion run, which is the Phoenix. And you would have, if you have seen a few of my videos on ARK Survival Evolved, you would know that Phoenix is the fastest tame on ARK without any question. It's the fastest tame. So if you were to fly around and press and hold space, it's going to go into fighter jet mode. Its turning radius will also be the most horrible in the entire game, but it's going to zoom past the map in an extremely fast way. That, combined with the fact that I can use its storage capacity to actually get all of this cooked meat and also get smelting metal even without the need to craft a refining forge, or this is a really big advantage for me. And also sometimes it gives these silica pearls. Regarding this massive animal feces, so we know that the titanosaur happened to be the only creature that gave massive animal feces, which is very heavy, like 35 kilos. But the OAC sword also gives massive animal feces, so it's the second creature I think which grants this particular thing. After the phoenix I have the morella tops, again really beautiful color, and this guy is just storing some of my gear. It has no other purpose basically. Looks really nice. So I've seen that the coloring in ARK Survival Ascended is much more vibrant compared to ARK Survival Evolved, with not only more color zones but also much more vibrant colors. This is, as you know, this Rhinognatha has effectively replaced Argentavis as the most important team for me on my ARK journey, and my Rhino Zero has crazy stats. Just look at the weight. Look at the weight. It has all of its level up on weight. It has an ascendant saddle. It has all these bearing traits. So I can clear an entire mountain's worth of obsidian, crystal and metal without wondering about the weight problem. This is my personal Facilosuchus, and to be honest, I don't like the Facilosuchus at all because it was a horrible taming process. So the taming thing isn't that difficult, but the fact that look I had to take the entirety of the bottom part just to find all of the what hundreds and hundreds of salt rocks and other sand rocks just to claim a single Facilosuchus was infuriating for me, and I did not like it. And it's also kind of useless to me. I know it has a lot of good abilities and it also hits very hard, but I found it kind of useless. I would have rather preferred that instead of the Facilosuchus we could have gotten Arc Addition's Concavenator or the Neovenator or even the Cryolophosaurus, because those dinos look really cool, and the Facilosuchus could have been like alternate of the T-Rex of Scorched Earth, and the T-Rex should not even be spawning on Scorched. So instead of the T-Rex we could have gotten the Facilosuchus for this particular map. That would have helped, by the way. Okay, coming to here we have the RG2, my German version of the Argentavis. Again this guy has been replaced by my other rhino. This guy over here, this is my wyvern killer. Hits very hard, by the way. Okay, now let's go up. So I have placed this really nice set of plants. All the various types of plants I've placed like this. Also on the other side. Before I go there, this is my water tank. I have placed some more cacti over here. Cacti is the plural of cactus. I have ensured that the height difference is such that whenever I'm going to be coming here, the height of me will match with the height of the wyvern's face. So it's going to look really menacing. Really menacing. So we have the poison wyvern, and the wyvern colors and the wyvern textures look much more prettier in ARK Ascended compared to ARK Survival Evolved. I have not used any of these wyverns by the way, they are just sitting there doing nothing. The poison wyverns, I feel there is a bug in ARK Ascended because I have used poison wyverns in ARK Survival Evolved, especially from the Ragnarok map, and I found out that they did not have these glitchy colors, especially the eyes and the other parts. So the color regions are really weird in ARK Ascended. Something is wrong. And you might also notice that zombie wyverns are not only smaller than regular wyverns but also faster. So their podium is one foundation or one ceiling less than the normal wyverns. Next we have skeletal skin applied to my primary wyvern. So I come here, this is my primary wyvern. You have already seen it multiple times across all of the artifact cave videos and even the boss fight standing there. And why it is primary? Because one, it looks really nice, looks actually like really blood red flesh, and it is a level 380 creature. So just look at how powerful it is. It's very powerful. So it's going to be my primary travel mount in this game on Extinction and even Genesis Part 2. Not Genesis Part 1 or Aberration, by the way, because they don't allow flyers. Till I actually reach a point in which I get either the Tropiognathus, not either, we get the Tropiognathus or the Tropical Crystal Wyvern way into the future on Crystal Isles, and those two will be the best mounts for me to travel. This is my regular Fire Wyvern, looks really nice. The zombie version of the Lightning Wyvern looks really pretty, and my normal Lightning Wyvern, level 185, level 175. Note that the zombie wyverns can have, oh, I think as far as I remember, on official difficulty, the maximum level of zombie wyvern can be level 400, whereas the maximum level of a normal wyvern can be level 190. But zombie wyverns cannot have any kind of imprinting, which normal wyverns have, and normal wyverns can also be bred and mutated. So eventually bred mutated versions of high level parent normal wyverns will eclipse zombie wyverns, but zombie wyverns are still much smaller and quite a bit faster than the normal variants, which is why I prefer them anyway. I could have used my tech suit for this, but this is my Oasisor. Looks really nice. This guy has lot of these trees, sand rocks. It also has some of these salt rocks, which means from this water section I can get all of these resources. This is, by the way, the very last thing I did after just before my base tour video. The reason was that I have heard that taming an Oasisor causes some weird kind of bugs that might even corrupt your save, and I don't want that. So in case it actually does cause that problem, I will still be able to revert to my previous save, which is what I have. This particular taming box is where I have put all of my thorny dragon and my mantis, especially the mantis, which I was able to tame from this particular box. Okay, now let's come back. So this is how it looks from the outside. I have placed this really nice shrubs like this, and it looks like there is some growth inside these. Okay, by the way, I have gotten some of the tech things from here. Now you might see that I do not have a tech replicator. I do not have a tech replicator in Scorched because Scorched doesn't feel like a really tech kind of map. So what I did was I went back to the island. I used my replicator and islands to construct a generator and 2 trows, and then ported these 3 structures over here. And the element for running the generator is something that I have gotten from our Manticore itself. So all in all, very good. And I have specifically used the frontier lamps because they give this really nice orangish yellow vibes, and they are really nice looking to actually give all the light at once. So this is how it looks from the outside. Its balcony, I have given this top kind of mount just to come as a sunlight. Okay, now let's go inside. On the inside, so I initially wanted it to have even more plants, but at the end of the day I am a firm believer of function over form. So it would be very difficult for me if I were to only decorate it and not have any of my utility kind of stuff. So I have placed my greenhouse on this side. We have the 4 advanced crops only. I have not even bothered with plant species Y, even though that is the unique plant of Scorched Earth. I've not even bothered with it because I don't require it. So I've gotten the advanced plans. I tamed this guy when I was actually trying to tame the Fasolasuchus. I have only 2 walls. Again, um, I had said this thing before in my ARK Ascended's island based tour, and I'll say it here also. So what I am trying to do in my ARK Ascended bases is to combine elements of things that I have done on my 2 separate 100% playthroughs of ARK Survival Evolved. And if you have checked out my Scorched Earth videos on season 2 for ARK Evolved, you will see that I have used 2 or 3 of these vaults instead of multiple boxes. So I have one vault over here storing all of the natural resources. See, it's only natural resources. Resources that can be used through the fabricator, smithy and chemistry bench, which are all on this side. So this side is for production, this side is for natural resources and production of stuff from natural resources. And we have 2 cryophages, one for the personal dinos like the Megatherium, these ones. Again, I have transported them from the island map, and we have the others. Others are basically what, the different Fasolasuchus, the different zombie wyverns that I have gotten, the other Jerboa, and that's it, some Fasolasuchus. And here in the preserving bin, I was lucky enough to find a single alpha fire wyvern. I was able to kill it, get 50 of these milks, and I'm storing them. And this preserving salt is kind of useless for me, to be honest, anyway. So this part contains all of the crafting resources. Okay, by the way, I forgot something. So I had previously said that I have tamed every single of the Scorched Earth's unique creature. Well, there is one that is missing, that is the rock golem. So as you can see, I already had my Ascendant Parasite platform saddle and my cannon ready for it, but I just got bored. The rock golem I have tamed on my previous 2 attempts on ARK Survival Evolved, but I just got bored of all of the taming complexities and the fact that it doesn't do anything other than just sit in the base and gather dust, which it also eats. So these are all the things I've gotten from the Fear Ascended event. You cannot see them now because the Fear Ascended mod is currently turned off. This is my Jerboa. I don't do anything with it. It's just there. And this side had all of the natural resources and this side has all of the processed resources. So you get all of the building. Okay, I need to take this guy out. I don't need blueprints. This guy contains all of the saddles, all of the building materials, all of the weapons, equipment, armor, etc, etc. All the things that I've gotten on this map. Now we have 3 of these refrigerators. The first refrigerator contains the special ones, like the different wyvern eggs I've gotten. Let me show you the wyvern eggs. Now I have encountered a really serious bug regarding wyverns on ARK Ascended, which was not there in ARK Survival Evolved in all the years I've played there. So the bug is essentially, when I reach the wyvern trench, I find out that the trench is practically empty, and even when a few wyverns spawn, if I were to slightly go outside the render range of the trench, and when I come back the wyverns have completely disappeared. This has caused a lot of problem for me because I was trying to collect the talents, and what I actually had to do was install the Fear Ascended mod and use the zombie. You basically killed the zombie wyverns to get all the talents because the normal wyverns were causing a problem. So this and the kibbles have been ported over from the island map. This one contains all of the different types of meat, and this one contains all of the different types of veggies, and this is just for showpiece. This is also for show, by the way. These original mortar and pestles, I had 10 of these mortar and pestles on that side over there, just so I could craft all of the clay required for the Adobe, because this is still Adobe, by the way. Adobe with the Frontier skin. So this is that. Now we have the cooking part over here with the cooking pot, the grill, as well as the salty part. Above is and we have placed all the chandeliers. Let me also turn this on, because why not? And if I come here, so I had a really big tree placed over here in this part, and the trees were actually coming, the leaves were actually coming out of here, and this was causing major FPS issues. So my 60 FPS, nearly 60 FPS was dropping down to 20s and 15s just because of these leaves. When I figured out that these large plants, the leaf textures were causing problems, I simply removed it. This is essentially my personal chamber. We have the 3 artifacts over here for the crag, destroyer, and gatekeeper. Gatekeeper, think this is destroyer, and finally this is the crag. This is my bed with the flag overneath. The flag is kind of bloody. I am not sure why that is the case. Everything is turned to the maximum. This is my library. So I'm going to sit here and read certain books. All the things are there, and these are okay. Let me show you. Let me show you something. I have all of these implants, by the way. So this, when I spawned on the Scorched Earth map, this was my implant. As you can see, it has nothing. It has nothing. And then these are all the implants that happened one after the other. Well, they all look the same, but this I have gotten, like, I think in one of them it was only the defeating all the bosses. In the second one I gave the experience, and the third one I don't know what else I gave. That is how I was able to replicate my character from island to the Scorched Earth map. And I sincerely hope that I don't have to do it again on Aberration. Okay, that was a painful one. So, every time you reach the Ascension, whether on island or on Scorched Earth, you get some chibis as pets. So I got these chibis. Carno, 3 Procoptodons. As you can see, the chibi colors for the 3 Procoptodons are different. So every time you get a chibi of the same dino, you will find that the colors are different. That's a good observation. So I did not have to color any of them. And in fact, I don't even know if chibis can be colored or not. Then I have the Archaeopteryx. You can pet them, by the way. Okay. Okay, the Carno looks really weird. Like, look at the size of the face and the body. So we have some more chibis over here. This is my Argentavis. Wow, the Argent has a really nice leg. These are the other chibis. We have the Spinosaurus. Thylacoleo. The Achatina. The Ghost Direwolf. Just look at this chibi. The Ghost Direwolf. And a skeletal bronto. Like, these are like really special chibis. I mean, these are really special chibis. Okay, so here we have the 3 things over here. We have a bed, we have the library storage, we also have a chest. That looks really nice. We have the piano. I'm not going to play the piano right now. I don't know if the music is going to cause any copyright issues. So here we have the 2, I mean, there are a lot of other skins also, but these are the 2 that come in complete. There are actually 3 complete sets that we have gotten in ARK Ascended. So we have the Drifter and we have the Outlaw set. And this particular shirt is something that I have used extensively in ARK Survival Evolved from Genesis Part 1. This is actually a Dodo Wyvern shirt. You can actually buy from those bones and craft it on the smithy. And I have bought it and now it's mine, and this is a shirt that I'm going to be using a lot in my future. This is one of my favorite shirts, by the way. Here we have the trophies for the Gamma, Beta and the Alpha Manticore. Two of the flags are there, two of the flags are at the bottom, not bottom, at the entrance of my base. We have the Alpha Fire Wyvern trophy over here. We have the Alpha Deathworm trophy over there. Again, okay, the Fire Wyvern again I killed using the Deinosuchus, but the Deathworm was absolutely destroyed by my Carcharodontosaurus. This guy. This is the pool table. You can only set it up as a decoration because this will require more than one person to actually use properly. This is my personal storage. Let me show you what I have. It's mostly some of these really nice skins and all of the element I have gotten. So you know that I am playing in single player, so I get a lot of loot, or rather a lot of gear, which is above the official server's difficulty cap, that is 298% on damage, and they have their own caps. So I still collect them. What I do is, when I am making any of the artifact cave or any of the boss battle videos, I always show them with the official server difficulty caps. But when I am playing normally, then I kind of ignored those parts. So if I were to get a 200 plus armor saddle for a resource gathering dino like my Doedicurus, I'm going to be using that. Like we got the 137 for the Fasulasuchus. We got this skeletal Jerboa skin, so you get them by killing the skeletal Jerboas in Fear Ascended. With this Manticore shield, Manticore ghost skin. I had accidentally erroneously put sap on my Rhinognatha, and that has converted to resin, which I don't like. We have the scorched skins that we get from collecting the artifacts in the artifact caves. We have these things ported over from the island map, and we get these guys, I think, from killing the Alpha Fire Wyvern. These ones you get from actually buying from those bones. And well, it's more or less okay. So, and I have painted all of them in the same color scheme. So I'm a big fan of organized coloring. So we get all these colorings with two. These are all. The color scheme is very same. The color scheme is gold with Mariana. So all of the metallic parts are gold, and the hilt is made with Mariana. This one, because it is above the official cap, I have given it a red on teal painting. See, it is above the official cap, but if it is within the official cap, I use my own color scheme, which is blue, red, white. This grainy dot 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 part that you see here on my crossbow, this is the problem of Lumen. This is the problem of basically ray tracing, software based ray tracing of Lumen. A really problematic Unreal Engine thing. Alright, so okay, we are currently in superheat. Let me do something. So we are currently we are at night, not night, we are at the afternoon time. So let me turn this thing at night and let me show you how it looks like. So I'm going to do set time of day 23. So now it's at night. The night looks really beautiful, and weirdly it's very blurry. That is the Oasis or Scream, and see how beautiful it actually looks. It looks too beautiful, to be honest. And the blueness of the sky and the blueness of the light, moonlight, corresponds nicely with the orangish yellow vibe of the oil lamps of the frontier skin. So it looks really nice. And by the way, in ARK Ascended you can actually get phoenixes with multiple different colors. So this one, as you can see, it has this 53, 33, 72, 151 coloring, and you can get colors of, you can get blue colors, white colors, yellow colors, green colors, pink colors, lots of different colors are there. And these coloring looks really nice. It's effectively like a very powerful version of the torch. So while the other colors like the steampunk colors, they are very bright, these colors have a really warm glow. While those colors feel like LED colors, these guys actually feel like the normal lamps that we are used to, and hence give a really warm, cozy kind of vibe that is not present in the other colors. You can see this is very bright. Even though you can sort of change, it's low by the way, and still it's giving this really white vibe. It's very bright. So all in all, and we have a chandelier over there. All in all, I think that concludes the tour of my base on Scorched Earth. And in the next video I'll be transferring over my myself onto Aberration. Obviously transferring my tames and other equipment is not going to work because we're going to be very far. Okay, what is happening to its eyes? Okay, so wyverns seem to have these really bright eyes. Okay, I did not notice it before. So anyway, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, share around and subscribe. And from the next video, I am going to be seeing you in Aberration. So till then, stay tuned and thank you for watching.